world, hey. I'm on top of the world, hey. Been waiting on this for a while now. Paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, hey. Been holding it in for a while, hey. Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world, hey. I'm on top of the world, hey. Been waiting on this for a while now. Paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, hey. Been holding it in for a while, hey. Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child.
I like that song.
I like it
I think
too.
that's why I picked it. I like that song.
picked it. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Hello. This is Chris Bridges with Credit with Chris, and today I am your host. I know you see someone sitting next to me, and for those of you who know me, you know that this is the other half of the dynamic duo from Lunch and Learn with Chris and Barrett. Yes, I have Mr. Barrett Matthews with me today, but today it is really all about me. So if you all listen to our broadcast on
You know
Fridays,
that.
you know
Always
that
about you.
we joke that it's all about me on Lunch and Learn with Chris and Barrett. But today, Barrett, it's all about me for real.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you already know that. I have to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay, you know that already.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, welcome back to another broadcast of Living on Top. And I'm really excited to be here with you. And I'm excited to have you.
I'm excited.
You know, this is
Oh,
our
thank you,
third.
first of all.
Oh,
Thanks-
you're
thanks
welcome.
for
You
having me
well,
on.
I figured everyone hears our voices every
Yeah.
Friday at noon,
Uh-huh.
but they may not really know who we
Well,
are.
I've told you, I have a face that's made for radio.
But I've dragged
So-
you on to TV today.
Yeah, you did. So you're going to lose all your viewers. So
I don't think so. Actually, we're going to probably, the ratings are going to go up. I know everybody was waiting to
that's
see
because
Barrett.
Cheryl's show had Willie Johnson.
Well, yes. Well, I was going to say that next. We know that that is one of the privileges of coming behind Miss
Yes,
Cheryl
it
Wood
is.
on Playtime is Over, because we got a chance to see our friend also, Dr.
Dr.
Willie
Willie
Jolly.
Jolly, that's right.
So listen, you guys,
He's
if
been
you
on our show.
you've been, he has been, he was a guest on our show. Listen, if you are tuning in at 3:00, jump on a little bit earlier. What do you have to do today, or any Tuesday rather? Come on it on. Go to listenvisionlive.com and catch Playtime is Over with my friend Miss Cheryl Wood. I mean, she has. I always come early to the studio just so I can listen to her broadcast,
I can see
and
why.
then meet some of her guests, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's a great honor
You're
to
not
come
poaching,
behind her,
are you?
huh?
You're not poaching her guests.
Poaching? What you call? No. I haven't done that. No, not at all. Her listeners and
Okay.
viewers. That's a different story.
Good
But
work,
not our
good
guests.
work.
Not our guests. I'm okay so far on that. Anyway, welcome you guys back to another broadcast of Living on Top. I so much appreciate you all. And yes, I made some cosmetic slight changes last week. So for those of you who are wondering who is this 25-year-old, it's me with a little color. I got to tell you, I told my mother I was going to get my hair done on Saturday. And, I was on Fox again
Yes,
on Sunday
you're a
morning. And
celebrity.
she said, no, not yet, but will be. But she said, you're going to get your hair done like the day before you go. And I said, I'm walking in faith. Right? For real. I'm living in that thing. I'm walking in faith. And I got to tell you, when I first turned around in the mirror, I was like, oh.
Thank God for your face. It worked out.
Yeah,
well.
but
Your hair looks great.
it worked out. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. All right. So before we jump in, because you're not here actually just to talk about Lunch and Learn with Chris and Barrett,
No, I'm not.
although we did last month celebrate our anniversary.
anniversary,
So
one-year
we have been
anniversary, yes.
together on radio broadcast for a year.
4 years. That's right.
So it's been a joy, and we're looking forward to more. But you're here for another reason, and
That's
I
right.
think people don't really know that other side of you, and that's why I asked you to come on
They
Living
gonna
on
learn
Top.
today.
They're gonna learn some stuff about you. And here's Chris is putting her glasses back on. I already announced last week that sometimes we need a little extra
I'm
tools.
blind, but I don't have to read.
You-
so.
well, but we got to do a shout out. We know that on the broadcast Living on Top, we are sponsored by Miss Kimberly Jackson. She is one of our sponsors. She is a bankruptcy attorney with the Phoenix Law Firm. Now, you all may or may not know, I think I did put some information about this. I wrote a book recently. My 4th book is called Credit in Bankruptcy, Rebuilding After the Financial Storm. Well, I couldn't write that book and go around and share the information and the encouraging words about rebuilding after bankruptcy if it wasn't for this young lady. So I so much appreciate what she does in the community. So if you need to reach out to her, remember, bankruptcy is not a dirty word. Kimberly Jackson, Phoenix Law Firm, 202-573-9499. Go to her website, www.phxfirm, standing for phoenixfirm.com. Also, if you're driving and you didn't catch this for whatever reason, the information is on the website. Go to livingontop.info, connect with our sponsor. We so much appreciate her sewing into this broadcast and into the lives of those that she services for bankruptcy. So, Barrett Matthews, so excited. Let me tell you guys who he is. Glasses back on. I'm going to work on that. I need to go see an eye doctor maybe. Barrett is a dynamic speaker, author, and a coach, and the bestest co-host for Lunch and Learn with Chris and Barrett. Known for his kick in the rear approach to coaching, Barrett leads people into an environment where action is expected and excuses are prohibited. This approach to leadership prompted him to write the book, Why Didn't You Get It Done?, which has been read internationally. We definitely going to talk about that. I might have to read some chapters while I'm sitting here with you today.
Feel free.
With over 20 years of experience in business as a leader, a teacher, and teammate, Barrett Matthews felt a need to bring it all together when he founded E2E Systems, the company designed to take employees to entrepreneurs. His innovative techniques, tools, and resources utilized in the E2E Systems BOSS, which stands for Business Owners Success System, coaching program provides those who have a drive to succeed as business owners a system that will provide a comprehensive solution to their challenges. His coaching system, which introduced the world to his tactics, which stands for Take Action Coaching to Increase Collective Success. I like that. Did I ever see that before? I like that. Take Action Coaching to Increase Collective Success. It assists individuals in all walks of life to achieve their goals and get on the right path of accomplishment. So, welcome again, Mr. Barrett Matthews, coach, author, co-host, speaker, leader, teacher, teammate, friend. Oh yeah. Can't forget that. So we were just really excited to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. You know, we're gonna have fun.
We're gonna have fun.
We do.
I know we're gonna have fun. But I wanted you to come on because this broadcast, we're going to be changing lives. We're going to be teaching people how to live on top, and we're going to be talking about some real things. And when I thought about who do I want to come on? Who do I need to come on? You know, because this is not just about everybody else. This is about it's about me for real. Exactly. Like I need to be taking notes for sure about your book lately. But anyway, I thought your action-driven coaching is critical to have people do what's necessary, not just in their finances. Because a lot of times we know what we're supposed to do. Yes. You know, specifically, I know about how to manage our credit. Most people come to me, this is not a jack in the box. This is not something that they've never heard of. I don't have a magic potion. Right. It's things that we all really kind of somewhat, and we may not know the detail, but we know. But whether or not we take action to get it done is a different story.
That's the truth.
So I thought it would be really fitting to have you come and talk about that.
I appreciate it. I'm
cool.
glad to be here.
I got some questions for you. You know what we do? That's how we do on our broadcast. We have questions because we have questions. And if you,
like the answer.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready. Okay. If you have questions that you like to ask Barrett, you can do a couple of things. Go to livingontop.info. You can fill out our form, and when we take our commercial break, we'll get those questions and come back. You can fill out our form if that's quick for you. You can also tweet your questions using hashtag LOTCB, or just simply send me an email, and that's at LOT for Living on Top at creditwithchris.com. Again, this information is right on the website, livingontop.info. Go out there and connect with me. Even if you roll over on Friday night and you have a question for maybe next week's broadcast, or if you want us to just answer the question, because we're only on for 55 minutes, quite frankly. And you know, you might think about something after the fact. Connect with us on those mediums. So, Barrett, tell us about E2E Systems.
Well, Chris, E2E Systems basically comes out of me. What I have been an entrepreneur since 1991. Wow. And
you old. Oh,
thank
sorry.
you.
Okay, sorry.
We can edit that part.
This is live. We are live.
Okay, well, so much for that.
I'm kidding.
But yes, I am old. But I have been an entrepreneur since 1991. And, you know, entrepreneurship is not something that people are just born knowing what to do. Someone has to teach you that. Some of us are fortunate enough to have parents or someone around us to coach us into that at a young age. But a lot of us, especially in the D.C. area here, we're taught go work for the government.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
yeah.
we're
go,
not
no,
taught
go,
those
go,
things.
go to school.
Go to school, get that
Go
good
to school,
education,
get the
that
good,
good
and then go
government
work
job.
for the government. Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So
I think I heard that too.
Yeah, you think good?
Yeah.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
We grew up in the same area.
Yeah.
and it's passed all around. So it's part of the culture. And unless you have someone to show you how to make that transformation into entrepreneurship, a lot of times you'll fail. And a lot of us have a desire to do something, on an entrepreneurial level, but we don't know how. Or we don't have that person to push us, to coach us, and we give up on it. They say the wealthiest place in the world is the graveyard because there's so many people who died with all their dreams, their goals, their ambitions, and ideas that they didn't get to share with the world. So what E2E Systems does is we help them to get to those goals and those dreams, through a variety of different coaching methods. But we want to get them to first change what they have up here going on because, as I said, we've been conditioned to think a certain way, and we need to get off of that plantation, as some of them say, and get into a world where we can control our environment. And let me first say this: it ain't easy. It ain't easy,
and you need to be prepared.
Yes, you need to be prepared.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you're going to have a lot of bumps, a lot of scratches, a lot of cuts and bruises along the way. But is it worth it? Heck yeah. I mean, I love being able to wake up at the crack of noon if I choose to. But
wow, you can do that as an entrepreneur?
If I choose to.
Oh.
But
not when you have an 8-year-old.
Well, that's
different. That's a whole nother
show.
Because you will not be waking up at no noon.
That's a whole different show. Yeah. But not that I do wake up at the crack of noon, because I'm usually up early because I gotta get things done. I mean, that's how I operate. But that's what E2E Systems does. We actually get people to moving from employee to entrepreneur. And my tagline is "Move you from working for a living to living your dreams." As Chris Bridges helped me with that tagline. I hope you all know that.
But that's not the other tagline, the one I can't say on Lunch and Learn. But this is
no,
not.
That has to do with my book. We'll get to that.
Oh, that's right. You can. I'm gonna let you say that one too.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, because I have to keep it clean. Anyway, I know. So, where did you come up with? I mean, understanding about the company and what you're doing, and one of the things I was thinking about two things I was thinking about. Number one, when you work for someone else, because we've all done it.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a few people I know who've never worked for anybody, but most people have worked for someone else.
I've never had a full-time job for more than 12 months.
Okay, well, you've been that other. I have, but certainly, even when you think you have a good job and you're secure and you're making a lot of money, it's one conversation. You can get called in. I mean, that's happened. Certainly, that's happened to us. I mean, as a family, we've walked away from corporate jobs to go into entrepreneurship.
Oh, definitely.
And then we didn't walk away. We were kind of told to go ahead and go. So we've had those things happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, one of the things is you can control your own destiny. And certainly you don't make money working for somebody else. But tell me, how did you come up with the name?
Well, it's funny. A place that you and I used to do a lot of business. That's no longer around the CEO Business Cafe.
And I heard the shout out earlier with Willie Jolly.
Really?
It's such a small world. Willie and Cheryl was shouting out Lady O.
Really? Okay,
Yep.
yeah. Well, see, the thing is, I was sitting there in the lobby and I was waiting to meet actually a high school classmate of mine. He had some referrals for me he wanted to talk to me about. Well, we were sitting there talking and I introduced him to a couple other colleagues there that we worked with. And he says to me, he said, "You know what? You all need to start a company to help people move from employee to entrepreneur." And that's when the light bulb went off. I don't know if he saw it off the top of his head, but the light bulb went off. Yeah. And I had already, been in talks about doing some coaching, and I said, "Well, that's going to be the name of it then. E2E, employee to entrepreneur." And it was pretty much that simple, but it was inspired by my high school classmate. Thanks, Tracy.
Yeah. Hey, as long as she's not charging you for that information, at least I gave you the tagline. I didn't put a price tag on it, I'm a true friend. But when you think about, where you came up with the name, and certainly the encouragement of that, who's really the target? Like, is it just people that, okay, I'm tired of working for someone else, I'm working for myself? Who's the right client for you?
That's a good question, because a lot of people think that I'm pigeonholed in just the people that want to go into entrepreneurship. and I'm not. Those are the bulk of the people that I want to talk to, because there's so many people out there who have aspirations but don't know how to get there. So of course, that is the primary target that I look for. If you have a desire to be your own boss, come see us, because we can help you to get there. The other thing is, there are people, and we know plenty of them, who have, quote unquote, been in business for a few years, and there's nothing really to show for it. They really, they haven't really.
They have a hobby.
Yes, they have a hobby.
I've had to question that myself in the past. Do I have a hobby?
They have a hobby, that thing they do. And, and they're not really making any money with it. And they are sitting there on the fence now, wondering, well, should I stay with this? Should I keep it going? Should I stop? And, we can help you with that. If it's something you really want to do, don't give up on it. We can help you to get to where you want to go. And then there are some people who still working in the job force, that they may just have problems with working with their team as far as how to get through to them, how to get them to accomplish more things. We can help them with that. And then there are people, I know a lot of people in the network marketing field. And in network marketing, you definitely have to work with teams, and you're working with people. You're also an independent contractor, but you still have to get other people to work. And it's a trying task. I know that firsthand, because I'm also involved in network marketing myself. So I know that can be something daunting for people. And what we can do is we can help you with those things as well. So we attract a different group of people,
That's good to, yeah, because you sometimes you might think, I'm not really employed, or because I work for myself, but I'm just not where I really want to be.
Right.
Now, you're known for having a no nonsense kind of approach to helping people get that. Yeah, that's you. Tell us a little bit about that. Like, how did that come about? Where's that from?
Well, that stemmed from me years ago.
And we're not gonna have any therapy. We're not gonna need therapy or anything like that, are we?
Not today.
For that. Okay, go ahead then.
Not today. I think I've been through enough. No, just kidding. But this started for me almost 25 years ago. I was in a network marketing company. And my upline, as you want to call it, I heard someone call it success line, but she was tough. One of the toughest ladies I've worked with. Hey, Peggy. She was one of the toughest people I've worked with. She called me names I can't repeat on there.
Well, you could, just not on Living on Top.
Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I've seen her make Marines quit. That's how tough she was.
Wow.
But what she instilled in me was a discipline as far as it relates to working for myself, to where that we started our training meetings at 7:00. At 7:01, the door was locked. So
they say that when you're on time, you're late, right?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've heard that.
And I've seen people locked outside crying. I mean, it was and the thing it instilled in me, because I always had a problem with people being late anyway, because I don't like being late, because I feel like I'm taking up someone else's time, and I feel the same when they're doing it to me. And I could be doing something different, and now I'm waiting on you. And one thing it also taught me was working with Peggy was to take responsibility for things. So, for instance, if you and I were supposed to go somewhere and I had to come pick you up and we ended up being late, I can't say, well, Chris wasn't ready, so we're late. No, I waited. So it's my responsibility.
You should have said, I'm here and Chris might be here or not, because however she gets there is on her, because I'm out.
But a lot of people like to blame the other
party. Right,
And
absolutely.
and it's funny, because I mentioned that in my book, where I once I was running a meeting and a guy showed up late, he showed up late, and he came very, very underdressed for the type of business meeting it was.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mentioned that to him, and he apologized, and he said to the person who invited him, didn't tell him there was a dress code, which really kind of threw me, because you're showing up for a business meeting, and you should dress for
some
business.
people, Barrett, some.
I know. So then he said, you're not going to hold that against me. I said, I'm not. So then he said, and plus my friend didn't have time to take me home because we were running late so I could change. That's when I said, yes, I'm going to hold that against you. And he said, what? I said, you threw your friend under the bus for something you could have been responsible for, because you knew you were coming. You could have brought a change of clothes with you. See, those are the things that I learned as far as my discipline and the way I deal with people. And it's like, there's really no excuse for things. But I always look at it like this. If I had said to that same guy, I'm just using him as an example. If I had said to him,
No, he's like, oh my gosh, he's talking about me
he
on
has
TV.
no idea who I am.
So that must mean it's been a few.
There's
Been several who have inspired you.
Dozens, maybe even 100 or more. But if I had said to him, if you come early and you dress professionally, I'll give you $100. What do you think he would have done?
Come early and overdress.
Right, overdress. So that tells me it was an excuse.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
If I can just offer you some compensation for it and that would change your thinking, then like if he'd said that, oh, my mom's in the hospital, she had a bad car accident, doesn't matter what type of money I offered him. He would have gone to see his mom.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, because if I could throw compensation out at you, and there's a guy that you and I both know who shall remain nameless. He did something like that. He didn't come to a meeting. And I said to him, so if I had offered you $10,000, would you have been there? He said, well, you didn't offer me $10,000. I said, that's not the question. And he said, okay, I see your point.
So I want to know who that is after the broadcast.
After the show.
So your experiences and your no nonsense kind of posture and position have motivated you to write your book.
Yeah, because basically, people expect me to just soften up because they give me their excuse. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, and you know this, they don't think it's an excuse. You deal with that when you deal with people with credit. They don't think it's an excuse, but it is. Mm-hmm. And when I point it out to them, they may get taken aback a little bit. And that's how I got that moniker of being no nonsense. And our good friend, Mr. Trevor Ott, said to me, you need to be a coach.
Trevor put you in a new zone.
Yes.
Very, very easily. But, one of the things we talk about excuses, Les Brown references in quotes, there are two things in life, reasons and results. Mm-hmm. And reasons don't matter.
Right.
So, it's like...
Right.
Same thing. Why is my reasons? What are the excuses? It doesn't matter. You have to just get things done. There's a business expression
that you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't make both.
You can't make both. I love it. Well, let's put Eric. If we could put up a picture of Barrett's book, and let's go there and talk about the book.
Okay.
Why didn't you get it done? A guide to helping you get off your. I'm gonna say it. Get it off your assets.
It's assets. That's
it's
all
assets.
It is.
I know. I have a thing about. I think it just always sounds so close to the other thing. But anyway,
wow.
Tell us.
Damage your halo.
Yeah, right. Just because I want them to believe me. What is unique about the book?
Well, the book. First of all, I had a challenge. Speaking of our friend Trevor Ott, Trevor was the kind of the impetus behind me doing this book. He is the one that told me to do this. So I said, okay, I can do that. So I said, how should I start out? So he said, you need to write like an outline of what the chapters you want and what the chapters you want to be about and do an outline of them. So I met him the next day. We went to some function that we were all at, I think, and I had those chapters done, and we were eating lunch together. He just started laughing, and I'm like, why are you laughing? He said, because I just want to bet. And I said, what kind of bet? He says, I bet that you'd have that done the next day.
Well, you are the author of Why Didn't You Get It Done?
Yeah.
So if you didn't get it done, we'd have a problem.
This is true. But at that time, no one knew I was the author.
Nobody knew you were.
Get
right. And I just, look at there. I flipped it to the back, and there's a picture of Barrett with Dr. Willie Jolly and some other folks. So this is over a 200-page book. So I don't write them this long, Barrett. I write them 60 pages, just something you can kind of take it and read, give you good nuggets and keep it moving. Yeah. You wrote a good one, so I definitely want to make sure that we spend some time in talking about the book and maybe giving us some principles, because one of the things why I wanted you to come on as well, not just because I wanted to show off to the world who my co-host is that you all only see on, you don't see him, you only hear his voice, but I do believe that really having, and we talk about this all the time, Barrett, we talk about coaches, and we all need different coaches,
yes,
and
definitely.
somebody said once that they wanted Michael Jordan's money. And then I heard someone else says, no, I want the person who owns the team that Michael Jordan plays for, right? Because that's really where the money is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you think certain people are rich, but who owns that franchise or that kind of thing? That's where the money is. But in any way, we need to get coached, but sometimes we don't think we need a coach in this area. And procrastination.
Yes.
I'll let you go there because you're the expert in that area. But I know for me, just not getting certain things done, waiting because I just didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to, it just seemed like it was either too big or I just didn't really want to go there.
Well, and it goes back to what you were just talking about when you talked about Michael Jordan. A lot of people say they want Michael Jordan's money. They want Tiger Woods' money, but they aren't willing to put in the time and the effort to get what Michael Jordan
Oh,
has.
absolutely.
We all have the capability to earn millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
And Michael Jordan's a billionaire now. Yeah. But the thing is, what are you willing to do to get to that level?
Absolutely.
What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to say, you know what, I'm not going to watch, dare I say it, Scandal tonight. And
Is that back on?
Yeah, it's coming on soon, I guess.
Oh,
the
I
new
don't know.
season starting up.
It was good.
But
Scandal was good. I don't know.
Are you going to say, I'm not going to watch the Monday Night Football game or the Housewives of whatever because I want to, because I know I need to get my work done. And if you're still procrastinating on getting the work done, because keep in mind, those people you're watching are already millionaires. But
right, we're watching someone else live out their dreams instead of taking action and live out ours.
Yeah, and sometimes with some of these television shows, we're not even watching them live out their dreams. We're watching a fantasy because we don't want to address our life.
Wow.
And we just put things off,
wow,
not having to look at our own selves in the mirror and say, you know what, I got to deal with this.
That's interesting.
And we people put off so many things. I mean, the thing about procrastination, there's a definite correlation to alcoholism, loss of sleep, stress, anxiety, definite correlation. These things, believe it or not, there are institutes that study procrastination. I
believe it.
Yeah, there are people all over the world that study this because it's not something that that affects one or two people. At some point, all of us, present company included, have had procrastination play a part in something that we did not get done because we've waited and put stuff off, and I mean, we've all done it. Some of you are nodding your head now because you know it's you. And
it's you.
It's you.
The issue is you.
The issue is you. But you got to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself and take action. You got to take action and do something now, not tomorrow. Do something now.
Right.
Get out that pen and pad right now and start writing down now the things that you have to get done so that you can change your life. Because if you don't do it, you're going to put it off another day and another day and another day.
And it just won't, it'll cause, some
Because you think
problem.
about it, we've all said to ourselves, how about this one? Oh, I know I need to lose weight. Or I know I need to go ahead and do this. I know I need to go to school. You know you need to. But by telling someone you need to, it's still not changing it.
That's not, because I just told my doctor that last week about the weight.
We're not even going to talk to
we
you.
ain't going to go there.
You know, I'll get on you about that
So
stuff.
tell me about the feedback. So your book has been read internationally.
Yeah.
What type of feedback have you received?
One gentleman, he's his name is Tom Big Al Schreider.
I met Big Al.
You met Big Al. He is basically told people that if you want to procrastinate and not get things done, then you don't want to read this book because he knows that how I am. I've had some people. One of my colleagues in Atlanta, she read the book. She had a great story. She said that she was laying in her bed one morning, and she knew she had things to do, and she just didn't feel like getting up out of the bed. And she reached over, on her nightstand, and my book was there. She reached over. She started reading chapter 1. Which is called Excuse Me. It's about not making excuses for yourself. She said she started reading that. She got up, got out of bed, and went to work, and actually ended up being a very productive day for her.
So right out the gate, Chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1, guys. So,
it hits hard.
So listen, if anyone is listening now or watching us and they didn't want to get out the bed today or whatever it is, they're making excuses. And again, living on top is about all things on how to, and we, of course, we focus a little bit on finances, but, like we said when we first started the broadcast, if you're procrastinating on areas, that affects every area of your life. tell us where we can get a copy of the book, Barrett. So somebody may want to grab chapter 1 now.
They can go to our company site at www.e2esystems.com. That's the letter E, the number 2, the letter E, systems.com. Just click on the button there once you get on the site, and it'll take you right to ordering a copy of the book. And we welcome you to do it. It's also on Amazon and Kindle as well. And there's an audio book, too.
You have an audiobook.
I have an audiobook.
So you don't really you took all the excuses out. So for those who don't want to sit down and read, whether it's a hard copy like this beautiful book, it's a beautiful book, or whether you don't want to do the ebook, you can actually sit around. I need to get that audio. Can you hook us this up? No, I need to pay for it. All right, I need to pay for it. We're not doing any hookups here.
I gotta get your other book. We can do an exchange.
Oh, exchange,
yeah,
bartering.
Bartering
is a good thing. Bartering is a good thing. Now, so in addition to being an author, and of course, I think I said the best co-host. Did I say that already?
Well, I can't because you're the best co-host.
But I can say that you're the best co-host, and then you say back to me.
You're the best co-host because it's all about you.
It's all about me. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Well, in addition to doing that, you're also a speaker.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to us about how you actually take these messages that you put down in paper and really impact.
Well, I mean, it's fun. My mother had me speaking in front of people since I could stand up, and so
Starts young.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people that they say, "Oh, I get nervous speaking." I'm like, that's never really bothered me at all, speaking in front of people. But it's I enjoy it because when you get to, and you know this because you're a speaker as well. When you get to touch one person, to get them to do something with their life, it makes a world of difference. I mean, I talk about a variety of different topics, as far as from moving from employee to entrepreneur. We talk about that. We talk about the pitfalls that can come in with being an entrepreneur. We talk to women about, because a large group of the population of women who want to be entrepreneurs, and they need some guidance in certain ways. We talk to athletes. A lot of athletes out there go into their profession thinking that is going to set them for life. And they end up going through a lot of their money quickly, or they meet with some of the wrong people who have them investing their money in the wrong ways, or they try to start businesses and they fail because they've never been trained on how to run a business.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, I mean, too many of them. And there's, I think Showtime had a special on all these athletes who filed for bankruptcy. And I mean, I know people who have dealt with some of the athletes who had businesses that fell. I always tell people one of my idols in sports and in business is Irvin Magic Johnson, because he did one thing that I wish a lot of other athletes did. He talked to some people who know more than he does.
That's a pretty basic but yet profound thought.
Yeah. So what they said is, don't try to put your name on everything.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson's restaurant. Magic Johnson. What he did is he attached his name to already established businesses.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson's Starbucks, Magic Johnson's Burger King, Magic Johnson's AMC Theaters, so that if it goes under, everything's going under. So, and his name is still fine.
But I think, the comment there about it doesn't matter how famous you are, or even how much money you make, if you don't have some basic foundational skill sets, right? Because I said this last week when we had our guest Anita Johnson on, and that you have to learn, especially about financial management. When you learn how to manage your money, when you make $10,000. Yeah. It's the same skill set when you make 100,000 and when you make $1 million. Right. So it doesn't really matter how much money. It's all kind of geared on the top.
And the thing is, like you hit on it. It's a skill set that everyone isn't taught that skill. And with any skill, it's not a talent. It's a skill.
It's a skill.
Talent doesn't have to be taught. A skill has to be taught.
Right.
And most of the people out there, not just the athletes, most of the population has never been taught the skill of handling money.
I would absolutely agree to that. Let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial break. Okay. We've got some Twitter questions that we need to respond to. So again, if you want to ask some questions from our guest today, Mr. Barrett Matthews with E2E Systems, you can do one of three things. Tweet your questions using hashtag LOTCB for Living on Top with Chris Bridges. Go to the website, livingontop.info, and either complete the form. It's right there. It's really easy. You could do it from your mobile device, or you could just simply send us an email at livingontop@creditwithchris. Let's take a quick commercial break. I want to bring you back some more sounds from Mr. Brian Lanier. Let's listen to Rock Creek Park. Take a quick break. We'll come right back with Mr. Barrett Matthews. That's my man. That's my man, Brian Lanier. So I told you all last week I'm going to be highlighting some of Brian's music. He is the bestest saxophone player in the world. Like Brian Lanier. So you all go check him out. Don't go look for the free downloads either. Go support him, buy his music. I mean, if you really think about it.
I know.
I was thinking about that. You know, I'm a Fiverr chick, right? So if you're in business and you don't know what Fiverr is, you need to get a piece of paper right now and write it down. It's Fiverr stands, the website is Fiverr. Fiverr.com. Basically, you can get all kind of services, some goofy things you're not going to ever want to do, but some really, really critical things I've had. I mean, my graphic designer comes off of Fiverr, and I've said I would not want to be a graphic designer today because I would never use them. I pay $5.
Well, there's a lot of things that people.
A lot of things, right? Mm-hmm. So Fiverr's probably taken a lot of people's business and really impacted their business. But for Brian, go check him out. Go to his website. I think it's brianlanier.com. That was Rock Creek Park. I'll find some other really cool tunes to play next week. But that's my man. I like to support. So listen, if you're out there and you want us to groove to something that you're doing or talk about some of the things that you're doing in the community or in your business and highlight you, we have sponsorship opportunities. So make sure you complete that form on the website, livingontop.info, and let's connect because that's what we're about. We're about having everybody live on top. Now, Barrett, we talked about E2E systems, what you're doing, and your no-nonsense take action, which we all very much need. And then, of course, your book, Why Didn't You Get It Done? A guide to helping you get off your assets.
Go, Chris.
Assets. Yeah. My daughter's in school, but if she were listening, she'd be like, Mommy said a bad word. No, anyway, but I know that you are involved in another project.
Yeah.
So tell us about your most recent project.
Well, it's a collaborative effort with a bunch of other authors, actually about 14 other authors. It's a book called Congratulations, You Just Lost Your Job.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I think we have an image for that book. So, Eric, whenever you get a chance to put that up.
It was spawned by LaShawn Renique, who's been on our show. She got great response.
Yeah, she got great response.
And our very own Ruben West is in the book as well. So we got a lot of people. And Mia Zachary, who was also on our show, she's in the book as well. So it's a lot of people.
I love that title. Congratulations, you just lost your job.
Yeah.
And I actually said that to somebody recently, and I told him I need to get a book. I should have had you bring me. I need this book because I need to actually bless that somebody who recently lost her job. And so I told her I was going to get. So if you are listening out there, my dear friend, this is the cover of the book that I'm going to send you. And so she kind of giggles, like, because you don't think that's a good thing when you just get told you lost your job. So for those of you whose friends or family members just lost their job, get them this book. Yeah. And then, of course, change the mindset.
CYJLYJ.com.
Oh, that's too long.
Congratulations, you just lost your job.
Just all right, y'all. 'Cause I would remember that. You said CYJ,
like
CYJ, KY jelly. What in the world?
CYJLYJ.com.
CYJLYJ.com. My husband would be happy that I remember that. CYJLYJ.
Congratulations.
Oh, there you go. It's all up there. Okay. All right. So go out and get some. I don't know if I can make sure I put that on the website. Get some information. And I like collaborative projects. They make it kind of easier.
Well, we're going to be working on another one with LaShawn soon. So you're going to be on that, right?
Which one is that?
Remember we talked about that? She forgot already.
But I got to write another book. Yeah, we'll talk about that. A chapter. Yeah. Okay. All right. No, but so tell me about congratulations, you just lost your job. Like, what are you talking specifically about?
The thing I love about it is it has 15 entrepreneurs in the book. And we've all gone through situations, as we talked about earlier, where you may come in and get that pink slip one day, or you get called in where they want to talk to you.
Yeah. We need to have a chat. 5 o'clock on Friday.
Right, 5 o'clock on Friday. Right. And they say, pack up your stuff. We want to talk to you. But we've all had those situations, and in a variety of different things. We've had people who have lost $100,000 jobs. Like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So the thing
and we lived paycheck to paycheck, we should say.
Yes, exactly. Well, see, the thing is that with the book, it asks all these authors to tell their story. What is different about your story, so that it gives the reader a different viewpoint and one that they can relate to. Some of the people in these books have now become millionaires. Some of them have gotten to where they still have a business that may not be as big as you may want it to be, but it's maybe where you are right now.
So it's all relatable.
It's all relatable.
So because we want to make sure we go and support and get the book and read. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, with my story, as growing up in this area, we were all taught to get education, get that good government job.
Government, Barrett.
Government, just like the cheese. But there was always something in me that kind of led me away from that. I just didn't want to do it. My parents, I love them. They worked 30, 40 years, for the government, and they took care of us. Never really, needed anything. We lived in the suburbs. I had a great life.
We had a very similar life.
Yeah, I love my parents. Thank you very much, Mom and Dad. But the thing is, there was always something in me that just said I wanted something different than that. And I've always been one to go against the grain. So I went to school. I got a degree in mass media arts at Hampton University.
We're down here across from Howard University,
yes,
right?
I do know that.
And I was thinking about that. I said, he's got to come to. Which one is it? I know people say, which one is the real HU?
Oh, I let Howard take the HU.
Oh, okay.
We use words at Hampton.
Oh, you.
So.
Don't get us put out.
Man, but you can't tell him much.
We gotta leave out of here. When we get out of here, we have to walk to our cars. So don't offend anybody.
But the thing is, I got my education. I was mass media arts, so television, radio, that was my field.
Right.
And I got out of school, and I got a job working in DC here at WUSA. Then I got a job up at the network at CBS Sports. I was 24 years old working for the network, which is kind of unheard of for a lot of people. Until that one day, they wanted to talk to me.
Oh,
yeah.
You got that call.
So I went down, and of course they waited till all the executives were out of town, and they had someone else talk to me and tell me they weren't renewing my contract. And it's funny, they went over why, and all those things that were being said were totally untrue. Yeah, so it was a humbling experience, but I always remembered one of my college professors saying, and this is something for anyone who's in the media, that you haven't worked in television until you've been fired. So, yeah.
A lot of people, that's kind of, a lot of people get fired in television.
A lot of people. So
either because they said something they shouldn't have said or
whatever.
For whatever reason.
Well, see, the thing is, it's very competitive. And but the thing is, that's the one thing that gave me a little strength out of that is that he told me that. So I hung on to that. Wow, at least I've worked in television. Well, the problem with that was that no one else wanted me to work in television at that point because I ended up moving back to this area, couldn't get a job because everyone said, well, he's worked for WUSA, which at the time was the #1 news station in D.C., and I worked for CBS Sports, which was at that time bigger than ESPN was as far as sports. Wow. And they were like, he's going to demand too much money. And I'm like, I have so much to learn. I'm like a year and a half out of college. I have so much to learn, but no one would hire me. I interviewed with BET. The guy wanted to hire me, but they wouldn't give him a budget to hire anybody. So it was one of those situations to where I was looking, and I couldn't get anything. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to get out. And then I was offered an opportunity to work for a network marketing company, and they taught me, as I was mentioned earlier, Peggy, she taught me more about how to run things on my own and work from there, and the rest is history.
Well, see, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you got fired. It's a good thing you didn't get hired. And now you are helping others make that transition. Now, we talked about you coaching. We've talked about you speaking. So I want to make sure that, and I've got your information as well. Go to the website, livingontop.info. We'll keep up Barrett's contact information throughout the day today. So if you're interested, or for a couple of days, if you're interested in getting in touch with him, make sure you do that. But tell us about some of those, about the coaching programs that you have, and how, if someone's listening, and then, don't let me forget, we have a question. We've already responded to one question on Twitter, but we have another question. I'll make sure that you answer, okay? So folks will get their questions answered. But tell us about how someone can engage with you and what some of your coaching programs are real quick, and then we'll get to our question. Okay,
well, they can engage with me through two ways, with our website, e2esystems.com. And also, if you want to bring me on to speak to a group or anything, they can go to barrettmatthews.com. Now, as far as our coaching programs, we have a variety of coaching programs. We have a program that's set up for you having an accountability partner. And that one is just a group coaching program so that you can have someone, you're accountable to them, they're accountable to you as well. It's not that they're
Like
just
that.
going to be looking at you.
Like that.
Yeah, you have to equally, and you have to sign an agreement that you're going to be accountable to each other. And we have another one that's a one-on-one coaching with me. And that one, you're going to be spending time with me, so get ready because I don't. No, you know me.
Well, but obviously, if someone has just a challenge in the area of procrastinating and not getting things done, if you just gave me a book and told me to go home and read it, I'm not going to get it done, right?
Exactly.
So you need to have an opportunity for people to engage with you.
And with that program as well, I mean, it's set up for you to have a certain assignments for you to do. If you do them all, you actually will get part of your money back.
What?
Yeah. But if you don't.
So it pays to get it done.
It pays to get it done.
And
see, also the thing is, and this is with any of the programs, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, we reserve the right to just stop working with you because the whole purpose is for you to get things done. So we don't want to waste your time and we don't want you wasting our time. Then we have another program that is set up for those who are really, really, really ready to go in business where you will get coached by not just me, but by other professionals to make sure that you have a team of people around you. For instance, a business credit coach.
I wonder who that would be.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Have to think of somebody. You will have, a CPA. You'll have a marketing consultant. You'll have a branding consultant. You'll have all these things. That program is set up for all of these things to come into play. And we also have one we're working on right now. It's actually going to be an online course for them. It's an online webinar course to coach you into entrepreneurship as well. So we have several things we're working on. Our newsletter is going to be coming out soon as well. And we're going to be making sure that you have all the information needed to be successful. Each one of our programs does include a copy of the book. They also include video, audio tips from us as well, and emails as well. So you're going to get a whole lot of information to help you with it, but you have to take action first.
Nice. Well, let's go to questions real quick, Barrett. We had a question during the break, and the question was, what advice can you give to a young entrepreneur? And this was on Twitter. So again, use hashtag LOTCB and make sure that you're following us and you can see the answers to those questions. But for those of you who are not on Twitter, I know everybody's not on Twitter. That's a new thing. I'm trying to get on there myself. But Barrett answered to that particular question and said to find out your passion, but research it and then find out what others are doing and then always seek out coaching. So I think that's great advice. There was another question, Barrett, if we can answer this real quick before we wrap up. It said, what tips have you found for managing time and responsibilities while maintaining a creative edge?
Well, as far as the time, it's very simple. You have to prioritize. A lot of times, and I think Stephen Covey wrote a book where he talks about you have to understand what's important versus what's urgent. And you have to learn to differentiate between the two. If you make everything urgent, you're just going to do everything, you won't have any time. Some things are very important, but they're not urgent. They don't need to be addressed right away. So you need to make sure that you not only prioritize, but write them down as to when you're going to do them.
To this person
when you're going to do them, what you're going to do, and put that in a calendar or a daily planner that you need to know every day what you need to do, and that will help you get free up the time. If you free up the time, it's amazing how your creative juices will flow. Now, you talked about maintaining the creativity. That's easy once you have time, because what happens is that if you're stressed about not having enough time, that's all you're thinking about.
Oh, that's good. And you're right. You can't even be creative when you're bogged down with, I got to get this done, I got to get that done, and because you didn't do it.
Anything done.
Right, and because you didn't do it. Right. So you've got all that pressure on you. That's good stuff, Barrett. That's good stuff. Now, tell us again, real quick, where they can get a hold of the book and where they can get a hold of you outside of our website. So in case someone's driving, they may be just plugged in, how they can get a hold of you as well.
Well, they can get a hold of the book. As I mentioned, it's called Why Didn't You Get It Done? A Guide to Helping You Get Off Your Assets. That is on E2E Systems, www.e, that's the letter E, the number 2, the letter E, systems.com, e2esystems.com. You can go there and you can find out more about our coaching programs as well. As I mentioned, take action. Don't sit there and look at it. Take action. action on it. You can get a hold of me if you want to get me for coaching for you. You definitely can contact me at barrettmatthews.com. That's BarrettMatthews.com. You can go there as well.
Absolutely. Well, I have one last question to ask you as you're taking us out. Barrett, what is the one thing that you would recommend or advise to someone who wants to live on top and make it general in any area of their life?
Well, the one thing I would say, is I kind of mentioned it as I was talking to the tweeter, you want to find someone who's doing as well or better than you do and talk to them. There was a saying that I heard a long time ago: if you want to find out how to be a millionaire, take a millionaire to lunch and shut up. Yeah, so I mean
that would be hard,
right?
That would have to be like.
But see, that also goes in line with coaches too.
Yeah.
You want to have someone coach you. If you're not where you want to be, the reason you ask the coach is because the coach knows.
Absolutely.
So don't just stop with asking the question and think, okay, well that's all I need. No, there's more to it. I mean, we may teach you one tidbit, but that may not be everything you need to know. And we will help you with those things.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you being here. Now check us out. We'll be back together.
Can I add one thing?
You want to add something on my broadcast?
Yes.
What would you like? Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Throw out your gifts.
Y'all
Throw
like
out
free,
your gifts.
You like free
we
gifts,
like free.
right?
We like free.
Well,
What you
I'm
want to
going to give 20 success tips to being an entrepreneur. If you text the word coaching, COACHING, text the word coaching to the number 929-244-4323. Text the word coaching to 929-244-4323, and you're going to get my free 20 success tips for you.
Don't worry, I'm going to put that on the site, and we're going to put that on Twitter, so we're not going to let him leave out of the studio until we get that down. But I just want to remind everybody as well, come back with us next Tuesday. We're here every Tuesday at 3 o'clock, and if you come a little earlier, you can check out Cheryl Wood on Playtime is Over. As well, if you're in the San Diego area later this month or want to go to San Diego, want to just find a reason to go to California, I encourage you, and if you are a woman entrepreneur, check out the Be Inspired conference that's going to be put on by Ms. Ray Majors Wildman. Go and check out that conference. Go to BeInspiredConference.com. And it is definitely the place that you'll want to be, not only because it's going to be beautiful there, but because it's going to be great content for you as a female entrepreneur to take your business to the next level. If you're interested in attending, connect in with me, and I might be able to see if I can get you in on a discount. We like to share. We've got good things going on. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. I enjoy being here with you all. Again, I am Chris Bridges on Living on Top. And I thank you again, Mr. Barrett Matthews with E2E Systems. We'll talk on Friday. Lunch and Learn with Chris and Barrett on Friday at noon. Until then, stay blessed. What do you know to say? Take action. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Whoa. Hey. Whoa. I've been waiting on the sunset, bills on my mindset. I can't deny it, getting higher than my income's breadcrumbs. I've been trying to survive. The glow that the sun gets right around sunset helps me realize that this is just a journey. Drop your worries, you are gonna turn out fine. Oh, you turn out fine. Fine, oh, you turn out fine. But you gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your head down, hey. You gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your head down, hey. I know it's hard to remember sometimes, but you gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your head down, hey, 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 hey. I got my hands in my pockets, kicking these rocks, it's kinda hard to watch.